How to set up your air suspension for ride quality or performance. How to dial in your air ride like a boss, starring the Niagara 4 and the Compressed Air Supercharger Impala. Yo, it's JJ the boss here, and today we're breaking down how to set up your airbagged suspension for smooth cruising or performance slaying using the Niagara 4 as your ride or die analogy. Buckle up, cause we're diving deep like a fully dropped Impala on 24s. Meet the Niagara 4, your air suspension squad. Think of your air suspension system like the Niagara 4. Each one plays a critical role in keeping your ride smooth or stiff, depending on how you set them up. Lisette, front driver side, the pressure queen. Location, chillin' near the compressed air supercharger intake, gotta stay. Tip, if your Impala supercharger is whining, but your suspension is bouncin', you ain't set up right. Comfort setup, smooth and floaty. Goal, more wheel deflection, so potholes feel like pillows. Pressure, lower sigh, let Lisette and Donnabelle relax a little. Damping, Rosalie and Katrina set to soft, like a cloud with hydraulics. Threaded adjustment, lengthen the body to maintain height while keeping it plush. Fun fact, if your ride feels like a Cadillac on air, you did it right. If it feels like a shopping cart, check your settings. Key adjustments, because details matter, pressure tweaks, small changes, 1 to 2 psi, make a big difference. Don't go wild like a kid with a new air compressor. Threaded body length, adjusting the lower mount changes ride height without sacrificing comfort. Damping settings, if you soften the springs, you might need to tweak the damping. Future video coming, stay tuned. Final boss move, finding the perfect balance. Too stiff? You'll feel every crack in the road, and your passengers will hate you. Too soft? You'll scrape on everything, and your frame will hate you. Just right? You'll glide like a VIP in a bagged Impala. Remember, your compressed air supercharger system needs precision just like your suspension. If one thing's off, the whole setup suffers. So there you have it, fam. Whether you're cruising smooth or gripping corners, your air suspension is all about balance. Now go tweak those settings, hit the streets, and ride like the boss you are. Catch ya on the next one. JJ the boss out. Niagara 4, the air suspension of IoT systems. Ayo, it's JJ the boss back at it. This time we're tuning your smart building like a bagged Impala. Meet the Niagara 4, your IoT dream team. Just like your air suspension's 4 critical components, Niagara 4 has 4 superstar players keeping your smart systems smooth. Let's introduce them. Car meets tech style. Lisette, front driver side, rightward arrow unified device integration. Role, the pressure queen of protocols. How she works, high psi equals tight BAC net integration. Low psi equals bouncy Modbus connections. Pro tip, keep her pressure balanced or your data flow gets choppy like a bad Bluetooth connection. Rosalie, front passenger side, rightward arrow modern UI dashboard. Role, the damping diva of data visualization. How she works, stiff damping equals real-time analytics, performance mode. Soft damping equals trend graphs, comfort cruise. Car talk, her dashboard smoother than a heads-up display in a Maybach. Donnabelle, rear driver side, rightward arrow edge to cloud scalability. Role, the drop specialist for deployment. How she works, more air equals cloud servers, lifted view. Less air equals edge devices, slammed local processing. Warning, too much cloud and you'll scrape latency. Katrina, rear passenger side, rightward arrow security and balance. Role, the balance keeper of encryption. How she works, even pressure equals FIPS 140 to 2 compliance. Leaning system equals vulnerable like an unlocked car door. Performance versus comfort mode, deployment styles, performance mode, industrial IoT, LoLa, tight BACnet / MQTT integration. Rosa, high refresh dashboards. Donnabelle, edge computing focus. Tina, military grade encryption. Runs like a supercharged V8 SCADA system. Comfort mode, smart buildings, Lola, relaxed protocol support. Rosa, user-friendly dashboards. Donabelle, hybrid cloud/edge. Tina, standard RBAC. Smooth as a silent HVAC startup. Tuning your system. Pro tips, protocol pressure, mix BAC net and Modbus like air shocks. Balance is key. UI damping, adjust dashboard refresh rates for your users' comfort. Deployment height, keep edge devices low, close to data sources. Security balance, regular pressure checks, audit logs equals alignment checks. When your setup goes wrong, whining supercharger equals overloaded Jace controller. Bouncy ride equals unstable data pipelines. Leaning lowrider equals unbalanced server loads. Final verdict, whether you're building the Tesla of smart factories or the Cadillac of campus automation, remember, every component plays a role. Balance beats brute force. Tuning is an art. Now go integrate those systems like you're laying frame at SEMA/JJ out. Alice's Bouncy Tea Time tutorial, how to set up your air ride in Wonderland, based on Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, retold for first-grade racers with wild chaos, lowrider tea parties, and IoT mischief. Once upon a curiously cloud-fluffy day in Wonderland, Alice was skipping through the mushroom marsh with a wrench in one hand and a donut, the tire kind, not the sweet kind, in the other. Suddenly bang, a candy-painted Impala fell from the sky, bagged so low it smooched the daisy tops. Out popped JJ the boss, with a crown made of BAC net wires and a voice louder than the Queen of Hearts at a tea sale. "Yo, Alice!" JJ shouted. "You ever tune an air suspension with 4 talking components and a side of chaos?" Alice blinked. I just wanted some tea." "Too bad. You're going full throttle through the ride. Quality vs performance. Wonderland suspension setup showdown. Meet the magical suspension Chicas, aka Niagara 4 in disguise. Lisette, front driver side, the pressure queen. Lives near the compressed air supercharger that goes wee when it's too excited. High sigh. She tightens BAC net till it squeaks. Low sigh. She makes Modbus bounce like a frog on pogo boots. Too much. It squeals like the white rabbit when he loses his stopwatch. Turn me just right, Lisette says, sipping tea with a straw in her pressure gauge. Or you'll ride like the Queen's broken hobby horse. Rosalie, front passenger side, the damping diva. She loves dashboards and glittery graphs. Stiff damping. Zoomy, performance analytics. Soft damping. Wavy, comfy graphs with flower petals. Mood swings. Her charts go sprowing like jelly on toast. Don't rush me, Rosalie pouts. I'm showing data in sparkle mode. Donabelle, rear driver side, cloud jumper and slam queen. Deploys stuff faster than a Mad March hare can flip a teacup. More air? She's floating in the cloud like a dreamy giraffe. Less air? Boom. Slam to edge computing like a hedgehog under a boot. Too much cloud and you'll trip on lag like Humpty Dumpty over a firewall. Katrina, rear passenger side, the encryption enforcer. If it's not secure, she throws a scone at it. Even pressure? Locked down tighter than the Queen's jam jar. Wobbly system. Bugs sneak in like sneaky teacup mice. Change your passwords or I'll hex your firewall. Katrina screamed, whirling her 2-factor teacup. Deployment modes, Wonderland style performance mode, aka Queen of Hearts mode, Lisette, tight BAC net/MQTT. Growling. Rosalie, dashboards that sparkle every second. Donabelle, edge, edge, edge. Katrina, locked up tighter than the Queen's heart. Zoom zoom like a Jabberwocky on rocket skates, said Alice. Comfort mode, aka White Rabbit nap mode, Lisette, gentle protocol whispers. Rosalie, friendly graphs with cartoon pies. Donabelle, half cloud, half snuggle. Katrina, RBACT cozies, Role-based access control, silly. Soft and cozy like the Dormouse's bedtime blanket, Alice sighed. Tuning tips from the Mad Hatter's toolbox. Pressure tweaks, don't pump too hard or everything squeals like a spoon in a blender. Threaded body length, stretch like taffy to stay plush while keeping your height. Damping settings, soft equals bounce like jelly. Hard equals rattle your wig. JJ tip, too stiff? Your passengers will scream. Too soft? Your frame will cry. Just right? You glide like a cake on wheels. When chaos crashes the tea party. Whining supercharger. Your Jace controller's crying again. Bouncy ride. Your data pipelines had too much sugar. Leaning Impala? Your servers are holding a one-sided tea dance. Final Wonderland ride rules, read by the caterpillar with a megaphone, every suspension part matters. Balance brute force, always. Adjustments should never involve flamingos. Audit logs are just tea party guest books, don't forget them. And with that, JJ pulled the lever again. The Impala bounced sky high into the cloud zone, leaving sparkles, audit logs, and slightly encrypted jam sandwiches in its wake. Alice giggled. Can I drive next time? JJ winked. Only if you promise not to let the Mad Hatter mess with the Psy again. The end. Or the reboot. Or maybe the tea party never ends. Want an activity sheet where you help Alice tune her Impala and balance protocol pressure using color-coded cloud cookies? Say the word, show me the Wonderland lowrider chart. Next topic. Common air ride suspension problems. Buckle up, baby. JJ the boss here, and I'm about to break down Niagara 4 like it's sittin' on airbags, ride in frame, and barkin' through that compressed air supercharger Impala with the 4 Chicas holdin' it down in Wonderland style. If you ever wondered what Niagara 4 really is, we ain't talkin' no stiff, boring software, nah, we're talkin' smooth integration, real-time control, and all the performance of a low-slammed beast cruisin' the strip. Niagara 4 equals the compressed air supercharger Impala. She ain't just a ride, she's a full-blown IoT integration machine. This platform's got muscle, finesse, and brains, just like our Impala with all 4 corners sittin' on that sweet, bagged suspension. Now let's take a ride with the Chicas to understand how each part of Niagara 4 lines up with our lowrider wonder machine. Chapter 1, the lock collar Lissette's lockdown, unified device integration. Lissette ride in front driver side, is our protocol princess BACnet, Modbus, KNX, she holdin' all that together tight. But if your lock collar is loose, aka if your integration layer is shaky, your building system's gone clack louder than the Mad Hatter's teacups. That's what Niagara 4 solves: tight, seamless device communication, no matter who made what. Niagara 4 fix, like tightening a loose collar with a chrome spin wrench, N4 unifies all them wild devices into one smooth, synchronized data stream. No more bumps, no more rattles. Chapter 2, Tire to Bag Clearance. Donnabelle's data flow, data normalization. Donnabelle in the back driver corner, she don't mess with clearance. And neither does Niagara 4 when it comes to normalizing your data. If your data sources, like tires, too meaty, and your clearance, data mapping, too tight, you gon' rub through that air spring, your control logic, real quick. True story in Niagara land, bringing in raw BACnet, KNX, or Modbus data without proper translation. That's like throwing oversized tires on without checking clearance. You're about to blow that bag, data pipeline. Niagara 4 fix, N4 normalizes every data point like Donnabelle cycles the suspension clean, clear, and ready to ride. Chapter 3, Topping out Rosalie's runtime ride height, runtime limits and edge to cloud. Now Rosalie, front passenger seat, she manages damping like a boss. Niagara 4 does the same with edge processing and cloud scalability. But let that bag fill too high, too much processing, not enough bandwidth. You gon' top out, hit the bump stop, and it's gonna sound like the Queen yellin' off with your network. Niagara 4 fix, it scales smart, runs light on Jace at the edge, heavy on Enterprise when needed. Just like letting a lil air out for that perfect ride height, Niagara knows how to balance workloads between edge and cloud. Chapter 4, Rebound and Compression Travel. Katrina's control logic groove, control plus flexibility. Katrina, holding down the rear passenger side, runs that control logic just like Niagara 4's tag-based programming, templates, and Baja script. But if your dampers ain't got room to rebound, your control logic gone quit like Tweedledee tryin' to juggle too many teacups. Niagara 4 fix, Niagara gives you rebound room with dynamic scheduling, drag and drop dashboards, and responsive automation. It's like giving your suspension travel room to breathe. Keep it flexible, keep it reliable. Niagara 4 equals Street Smart IoT software. Impala feature / Niagara 4 equivalent lock collar tightness / device integration, protocol control, tire to bag clearance / data normalization, proper mapping, topping out bump stop / edge to cloud balance, runtime optimization, suspension travel room / dynamic control logic, Baja script and tags, 4 Chicas, each corner, /N4 modules, drivers, services, analytics, UX. Final word from JJ the Boss. So whether you tune in your suspension or build in out a smart building on Niagara 4, it's all about the setup. Lock it down, device protocols tight, check your clearance, data smooth and normalized, don't top out, edge ain't meant to do enterprise work solo, let it breathe, give your logic room to operate clean, and remember, when someone asks you how your system runs, flash that Cheshire cat grin and say, smooth as butter, stiff as needed, and it's all thanks to my girls in the Compressed Air Supercharger Impala, and Niagara 4, baby. Now go air that system out, tune your logic, and ride into the future. JJ the Boss out. Alice's wild ride through Niagara 4 land, as told in a first-grade level Wonderland story full of magic, silliness, and lowrider mayhem. Once upon a very silly Tuesday, Alice tumbled down a rabbit hole, but this time, instead of landing in a garden, she landed inside a glow-in-the-dark, chrome-dipped Impala with airbags. Where am I? She blinked. Welcome to Niagara 4 land, said the white rabbit, wearing a pit crew jacket and holding a torque wrench instead of a stopwatch. You're right in low with the Compressed Air Supercharger Impala, and it's tuned by the 4 fabulous Chicas. Just then, a puff of steam whooshed up and poof. Out popped the Cheshire cat wearing welding goggles. He grinned, everything here is controlled by smart software. Wanna learn how it works? Yes please, said Alice. But only if it involves tea and turbochargers. Chapter 1, Lisette and the Wobbly Wonderland Wrench, Device Integration. In the front driver seat sat Lisette, queen of protocols, and part-time tap dancer. Oh dear, she said, sipping tea upside down. If the lock collar on this suspension isn't tight, we'll bounce like jelly beans in a tornado. Alice peeked under her seat. The collar was spinning loose. We'll rattle louder than the Mad Hatter spoons at a soup concert. Niagara 4 magic, it tightens every wiggly bolt connecting BACnet, Modbus, or Toaster Speak protocol and turns them into one happy system. All the gadgets dance together without stepping on each other's shoelaces. Chapter 2, Donna Bell and the Disappearing Tires, Data Normalization. In the back driver corner lounged Donna Bell, the drop specialist. She wore sunglasses and a crown made of air hoses. Oh oopsie daisy, she said, as a giant tire rolled out of the trunk and bounced away like a moon pie. If you don't check your clearance, the tire might smoosh the air spring into a pancake. Alice gasped, that's like when I grew too big in the hallway and got stuck in a keyhole. Niagara 4 trickery, it checks your data, makes sure everything fits, and doesn't let wild numbers rub against your logic until it pops. Like giving every tire a comfy room to roll in. Chapter 3, Rosalie and the Too Tall Ride Height, Edge to Cloud Control. Up front passenger sat Rosalie, the roller queen, holding a teacup filled with code. "Darling," she said, "if we inflate this airbag too much, we'll fly right into the Queen of Hearts garden and get yelled at again." Alice looked up. The car was stretching so tall, a pigeon mistook it for a lighthouse. Niagara 4 balance spell, it knows just how tall to go, using cloud brains when needed and tiny jaces on the edge when things get tight. Like Rosalie, it rides smart and never hits its head on the tent roof. Chapter 4, Katrina and the Bouncy Bounce. Control logic and flexibility. In the rear passenger seat, Katrina was juggling donuts and programming the dashboard with stickers. "Alice," she yelled, "we need rebound room. If we squish the suspension too much, the Impala will bounce like the March hare on pogo sticks." Alice bounced into the ceiling, knocked over a lamp, and said, "Ow." "Got it?" Niagara 4 dance move, it lets your systems bounce the right way, enough logic to flow, not so much it breaks. It's like giving your brain a trampoline, not a rock to land on. The Table of Wonder, Wonderland part/Niagara 4 Magic Lissette's Lock Collar /Unified Device Integration Donnabelle's Tire Clearance/Dayton Normalization Rosalie's Too Tall Ride Height /Edge to Cloud Runtime Balance Katrina's Bouncy Bounce Rebound /Control Logic and Tag-Based Flexibility for Chica's plus Alice plus Impala/Niagara Modules working in harmony. Final word from the White Rabbit, who now DJs part-time. Alice looked around. The ride was smooth. The data was talking. The bumps were gone. The Queen of Hearts even waved politely, for once. "How does your Impala ride so nice?" asked the Mad Hatter, poking it with a spoon. Alice smiled like the Cheshire Cat and whispered, "It's smooth as butter, stiff as needed, and it's all thanks to Niagara 4 and my magical Chicas." So she waved goodbye, took off in a cloud of glittery air, and rode into the sunset, until the rabbit shouted, "Wait! Did anyone fix the tea kettle sensor?" The end. Drink your tea. Normalize your data. And never ignore a bouncing Impala. Next topic. Top 5 upgrades for your air suspension system. Top 5 upgrades for your Niagara 4 system, the air suspension approach to IoT optimization. Yo, it's JJ the Boss here. Today we're tuning up your Niagara 4 setup like a pro pit crew working on a bagged Impala. These upgrades will take your IoT game from stock to supercharged faster than a V-air compressor on nitro. Let's ride. Number 5, Protocol Adapters, the air tool port of Niagara. Like threading a $10 airport into your tank, what it does, add BACnet/IP, Modbus, or MQTT drivers to connect legacy gear, think HVAC units, PLCs, to your N4 framework. Why it's dope, turns incompatible systems into BFFs, just like how an air tool port lets you inflate tires and run impact wrenches. Pro tip, use protocol bridging to make a Modbus sensor talk BACnet, no rewiring needed. Number 4, Edge Computing, your height sensors for data accuracy, like upgrading from pressure-based to 3H height sensing air ride. What it does, deploy JACE 8000 controllers at the edge to process data locally, no cloud lag. Why it's dope, just like height sensors prevent bag squat, edge computing kills latency. Your analytics stay crisp even if the WAN drops. Pro tip, pair with local caching to keep running during internet outages like an air tank reserves pressure. Number 3, Security Silencers, quiet the cyber noise, like muffling compressor racket for stealth mode. What it does, add TLS 1.3 encryption, LDAP auth, and FIPS 142 crypto to lock down your data. Why it's dope, hackers hear nothing while your system hums smoother than a silenced V-air. Pro tip, role-based access equals giving keys only to trusted riders, no joyriding janitors in your BMS. Number 2, Dual Compressor Power, scale your data flow, like adding a second compressor for faster fills. What it does, cluster multiple N4 servers or JACEs for load balancing. Double the data, half the lag. Why it's dope, just like twin compressors keep your bags pumped, server clusters handle peak loads, Example 500 plus BACnet devices. Pro tip, use peer-to-peer comms so nodes share data like compressors share air tanks. Number 1, pillow ball refresh, rebuild your foundation, like replacing worn spherical bearings for buttery smooth rides. What it does, migrate from Niagara AX to N4 for modern Java guts, HTML5 UI and 5x faster rendering. Why it's dope, old AX systems creak like shot bushings. N4's BajaScript 2.0 and wire sheet tools are like fresh suspension, smooth, responsive, and ready for drift mode. Pro tip, use Tritium Station Converter tool, it's the impact wrench for AX to N4 swaps. Bonus, the hood stack flex, because every showstopper needs flare. Niagara Analytics, ML powered fault detection equals spotting a leaking bag before it drags frame. Sparkplug B, MQTT's VIP pass for industrial IoT, no more garbage in, garbage out data. Custom dashboards, drag and drop PX graphics make your HMI look like a Bentley's air ride controller. Final verdict, your Niagara 4 system is a lowrider at heart. Tune it right, and it'll glide through data traffic like an Impala on air. Miss an upgrade? That's like riding on cut springs, homie. Need a wiring diagram for these mods? Hit the comments, JJ's got the schematics. Catch ya in the next vid. Hashtag Niagara 4, hashtag IoT, hashtag building automation, hashtag JJDaBoss, hashtag tech tuned, visualize, N4 workbench as a hydraulic switch box, JACEs as polished compressors, and data packets as airlines, all chrome plated. CO keywords, Niagara 4 upgrades, BACnet to Modbus conversion, JACE 8000 edge computing, Niagara AX migration, IoT security best practices, BajaScript 2.0 tutorial, Sparkplug B MQTT, Tritium N4 training, Alice's upgraded air ride through Niagara 4 land, an IoT learning adventure through Wonderland with chrome lowriders, silly sensors, and air-powered upgrades. Once upon a twisty-turny Tuesday, Alice fell down a rabbit hole and landed not in a forest but on a glittery garage floor in Wonderland's Pit Stop Palace, where JJDaBoss and the 4 Chicas were wrenching on a magical compressed air supercharger Impala. "Whoa," said Alice, wiping sparkles off her overalls. "Where am I?" "You in Niagara 4 land now, baby," said JJ, flipping down his welding goggles. "And this here ride? It ain't just style, it's a metaphor for your building automation system." And just like that, the Cheshire Cat rolled up, perched on a firewall, wearing chrome valve caps for earrings. "Wanna know how to tune your Niagara 4 like a bagged lowrider with a soul?" he purred. Number 5, Protocol adapters, the magical air tool port. Who shows up? The white rabbit in a utility belt. "You can't inflate your teacup tires without the right port," he says, jamming a BACnet adapter into a Modbus teapot. In N4 world, protocol adapters are like airports. You hook up BACnet, Modbus, MQTT, and they all flow sweet together. Got an old HVAC dragon stuck in the past? Bridge it with a protocol port and voila, now it speaks Wonderlandus. Wonder tip, use adapters like the Queen uses crumpets. Every system gets one. Number 4, edge computing, height sensors for your Wonderland wagon. Who floats in? Donna Bell, holding a balloon with 3H written on it. Don't guess ride height by squish. Use height sensors, silly, she giggles. In N4 world, edge computing is like adding 3H sensors to your air ride. Your JACE 8000 knows exactly when to raise or drop data flow. Want outage? No problem. Just like a backup air tank, Niagara stores the data and keeps riding. Wonder tip, local edge means no hiccups when the Mad Hatter unplugs your internet for tea brewing. Number 3, security silencers, stealth mode for cyber chaos. Who sneaks up? The Dormouse, wearing camo and holding an encrypted cookie. SHH. We don't want the Jabberwocky hacking our teacups, he whispers. In N4 world, security equals mufflers for noisy, vulnerable data. Add TLS 1.3, LDAP login, and crypto so tight, even Tweedledee can't crack it. Give access like a bouncer at the Wonderland Club, if you ain't on the list, you ain't gettin' in. Wonder tip, janitors shouldn't be riding your data compressors, use role-based keys only. Number 2, dual compressor power, Wonderland goes turbo. Who flies in? Rosalie, strapped to twin V-air compressors with rainbow air hoses. Twin power means double the puff, she yells, while T blasts from a turbo pod. In N4 world, want to run 500 plus BAC net critters? Time for dual server clustering. It's like hooking up a second compressor, fill faster, sag never. Clustering makes JASes work as a team, sharing load like two white rabbits late for different appointments. Wonder tip, use peer-to-peer links, so your data flows like air between tanks, never clogged, always fresh. Number 1, pillow ball refresh, rebuilding the foundation of nonsense. Who rumbles in? Katrina, wearing roller skates and throwing old Niagara AX parts into a soup cauldron. Out with the creaky bushings, in with buttery smooth Baja script, she sings. In N4 world, still riding Niagara AX? That's like running rusty pillow balls in a bounce off. Upgrade to N4 for a fast, smooth, HTML5 UI, new Java guts, and wire sheet that doesn't throw tea parties without warning. Wonder tip, use Tritium Station Converter tool. It's like an impact wrench for bad code and crusty configurations. Bonus, the Hood Stack Flex, for show-stopping dashboards. Who shows off? The Mad Hatter, spinning a spark plug-shaped teacup on his pinky. Niagara Analytics equals find faults before they squeak like the March Hare's shoes. Sparkplug B equals data VIP access to the IoT ball, no more garbage tea. Custom PX dashboards equals drag and drop controls that look sharper than the Queen's crown. Final Wonderland wisdom, upgrade Niagara 4 Magic Metaphor Protocol adapters, airports for universal compatibility, edge computing, height sensors for smooth data response, security, silencers, mufflers to quiet hackers.